In this video, I'm going to be discussing the Lux Archival sanded paper. I'm going to share with you why I think it's the best sanded paper, and I'm going to show you a couple different things that you can do with this incredibly unique surface. So first off, what even is sanded paper? Well, sanded paper is kind of a fine art version of the sandpaper that you might use in a home improvement project. In fact, it feels incredibly similar. This is a piece of 400 grit sanded paper, something that I would draw on. And as I drag my fingers across the surface, I can definitely feel very small, gritty molecules, or particles rather, that form that gritty texture. This gritty texture allows the pencil to grab on and allows you to lay multiple layers down on the surface. There are several different sanded surfaces out there, but Lux Archival is my favorite because it is bright white, it is very rigid and sturdy, and it has a very high quality texture and an even grit along its surface. These specific characteristics are incredibly important to me because they allow me to use my colored pencils kind of like oil paint and allow me to create what I call colored pencil paintings. In my colored pencil painting process, I usually begin by staining the bright white surface with some transparent water-soluble color. And because this surface resists warping, it is still perfectly flat and rigid, even after adding quite a bit of water. Over this colorful stain, which is called an imprimatura, I build up a value underpainting and eventually add color. Because sanded paper is so gritty, it can hold light values on top of darker values, which allows me to render my light shapes in a way that just isn't possible on traditional papers. This gritty texture also grinds up the colored pencils in a really unique way, which allows me to create transparent glazes of color over the surface. I teach artists of all levels how to build up a colored pencil painting with this process in my Introduction to Classical Colored Pencil Painting course. If you would like to learn more about that course and check out the free preview lesson, head over to my website, courses.lanaglowshotart.com, where you will be able to snag a 30-minute free preview lesson on how I map in my shadow shapes. This free preview also comes with all the information that you need about the supplies that we will be using in this course and a link to the student gallery so you can see what other artists have created. A link to that free preview can be found in the notes below, along with links to my social media accounts and to some of my favorite art supplies to use with Lux Archival sanded paper. The gritty texture and the sturdy surface make Lux Archival sanded paper a perfect choice for my classical color pencil painting process. But this paper is so versatile and is so compatible with a variety of media, and I want to tell you about some of the other media and processes that I use on this paper. I absolutely love using pan pastels on this surface and tend to use pan pastels to lay in a quick base layer for my pet portraits. Because the sanded paper has so much texture, I'm able to continue to build up layers of pastel and layer my colored pencils over the top to create really convincing fur textures. Water-soluble pencils and blocks are also really fun media to use on this surface. I find that the gritty texture of the paper allows you to lay down more material than you would be able to on a traditional watercolor paper, which results in super bold colors and really loose and playful marks when you add water. This piece was made with a base layer of Inktense colored pencils, which I followed up with tighter layers of traditional pencils. I specifically used the light fast colored pencils for this piece. One concern that I hear from artists that are hesitant to try sanded paper is that they are worried that they're not going to be able to render those fine details on this gritty surface. And I'm here to tell you that you 100% can render tiny details. Yes, it might take a little bit of practice and you might need to alter your technique a little bit, but I think that being able to lay light values over dark values can actually help you fix mistakes and can provide you more flexibility when working on those detailed parts of your drawing. I created all of these pieces on sanded paper, and I honestly felt like I wasn't limited in any way when it came to rendering teeny tiny details. If you liked this video, I would love it if you gave it a thumbs up. And if you want to catch more content like this, be sure to subscribe to this channel, turn on your notifications, and connect with me on my other social media accounts. That's all for now. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you found it helpful, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.